Don't do that.
Why?
Don't.
Why?
Guess I'm recording. Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay. Okay, say action.
Action.
Hi, it's Shelly with the Lemonade Store, and today we're gonna go over bouncy style lettering. What is it? How do we do it? And it's not difficult. We're gonna go over a super simple way of doing it and kind of my own little tips, of course, because I don't really like to keep it too difficult. So far we've gone over faux calligraphy, my tips and techniques on Crayola calligraphy, and I'll link to those below. And then, so this will be bouncy style calligraphy. And I want to thank you guys so much. We hit 1,000 likes on the Sharpie brush pen video. So that's the first time I ever got that on YouTube. Yay! So if you are enjoying the content, please subscribe. And also, if you could hit the like button, I totally appreciate it. It helps, I think, to get the channel more exposed so that more people can find us. So today we're going to talk about bouncy lettering, and let's get started. Okay, let's get started with I'm using a simple handwriting practice grid that I got for my kids for practicing their handwriting, and we can use the same for talking about bouncy lettering. So when we're doing bouncy lettering, the idea is that you are going to go above a line or below a line to get that bouncy effect. So for exaggerations, I'm going to make this my top line and this my bottom line. So I'm going to use two of the grids. The idea for me when I do bouncy lettering is I really don't follow any rules. You want to just kind of make your letters bounce. Let's say I'm starting up here, okay? And I'm going to do a B. I will, depending on the letter, I will come below my baseline, or if it's got like a loop to it, like the B, I will make the rounded part come below the baseline here. And that will give the illusion that we're doing a bounce. So if we're gonna do, let's say, an N, my initial stem of the N will fall on my line, but when I come back down, that's gonna go below, and it gives it that bouncy look. And here I'm using the Sharpie stained pens, which I really like. They have a brush tip. If you haven't tried these are really actually one of my favorite pens. So kind of check these out too. These are kind of cool. And they come in black and some bright colors, but I wish they had more. So we have, the idea for me is I usually will extend it like on the second part. So like if I'm doing an L, I might come up on my L like normal, hit the top, and then I might come down below the baseline. So that will give us the bounce. So if I was gonna write my name, which is Shelly, let's say I do, I'm gonna use this as my top guide and this as my bottom guide. So I'm gonna do my C, and then I'm gonna do my H, and that should come down probably to the baseline. And then you're gonna come up and I would bounce the second part of my H. My E, I would probably keep my E right there in the middle, but my L, I would bounce my L, and then I would bounce my other L, and then my E, I would keep it normal. So the idea, and I know this is super simplified version, but the idea is that you want to kind of break the rules of this is your baseline and this is your ascender line. Okay, so let's say we get the idea of you get to break the rules of going above the line or below the line. It doesn't even have to be all consistent. You can do some letters above, some letters below. Anything that's going to give you that idea that you are kind of bouncing around with your lettering. So let's say you have a couple of different words, like, and you're gonna try and fit them all together. You can do bouncy style to fit things like in, like, let's say we have like this oval-y shape, and you want to say something like, you do your I, and then let's say you want to do like your L's gonna go above, and we're gonna drop like the V down. Then when I come in, let's say I want to do you, I would come in and maybe bring up this up here to fill in this space. But my O is gonna be way down here to fill in that space, and then my U would be up there. So the idea is you're bouncing the different letters to make a condensed space or to fill in a shape. Those are, I mean, I'm super simplifying it, but my goal is to kind of tell you that if you have a strict guideline, break it. Be a rebel and break the guidelines and test it out. And once you get the idea of kind of doing different letters, like different styles of letters. So like sometimes I'll do my I like this, you know, maybe this I can, you know, fit it in somewhere a little bit easier, or I just like the way it looks. I guess if I were to say, here's some homework for you guys, you can grab, you know, a piece of guidelines, or really any piece of paper. It doesn't, just draw, you know, like a top and a bottom line, and just go through and write some different styles of alphabets. Kind of give yourself, you know, some leeway and experimenting. So if you wanted to do like a regular lowercase a, let's say you come in, but you know you're gonna drop that second stem below the line. Or let's say you're gonna do like, you know, I would actually just go through and do all of your alphabet and kind of see which letters you would like to bounce and which ones you like to keep normal. I usually keep the ones that have a curve, like a C or an E. I usually keep those normal and small, but it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. I keep my D the same, but I will bounce that part of the D. So that would be your homework. Go and experiment and just see how you like it. And if you don't like it, then don't do it, but you'll get an idea. And then you can practice with different, maybe like, don't go too crazy with like a ton of different, like a big paragraph of words. Kind of keep it to like 3 or 4 words so that you can have fun experimenting with, like how we did the I love you. Then that way you can kind of, you know, play with, oh, I like how the V comes way down, right? And then you can squeeze in a little tiny U right below it. So that way you kind of have fun and see what you like. Let's do let's letter some of our subscriber names, and let's see if we could do it in bouncy style. We'll do a couple and see what we got. So let's grab a few, and I think I'm gonna grab some Crayola markers. So here's all of our letters. Okay, so I'm gonna just pour everybody out. Okay, and I'm gonna grab like, let's do like 2. So we've got Judy, who's been super supportive. Awesome, Judy. I saw her doing a bunch of comments this last couple days. I'm super appreciative. Thank you, Judy. And then let's see, you guys have been awesome, actually. The support has been so moving for me. Sushila, cool name. Okay, so let's do those 2 names. And if you would like to get your name lettered, just drop me a note in one of the comments below. We're gonna do Judy. And I'm gonna emphasize the J because I love doing J's. And I'm gonna make a little U, but I'm gonna bounce that second part of the U. And I'm probably gonna bounce like that. And then I'm gonna grab maybe this pretty color here for Sushila. And for Sushila, I might so see how I kind of am bouncing my letters, and here I'm gonna take my S and move it past the D, and that's gonna give me room. And if I want to fill this space, I might toss in like a flourish. And all of this is just practicing different styles. Like, I mean, it's not my favorite H in the world that I've ever done, but you get the idea. Like, you can say, oh, okay, that kind of fits like that. And if you want to use like a pencil when you're doing like a sketch out, I would probably recommend a pencil first, and then you can move your letters to fit into the spaces that you want. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and thank you.